Okay, students, I had a few individuals suggest that I should show some of the navigation through McGraw-Hill's Connect Online for my courses as well. This is a good idea, so I will do a brief video on that. Okay, students, what you're seeing here is what you would see after you clicked the registration link for Connect Online. That would be in the Connect registration PDF file or the link posted in D2L. All students must register for Connect Online because this is how you access and read the textbook. We have an e-book, not a physical textbook. It is also how you would access the problem sets to work for Connect Online, which constitute 15% of your grade in total, 5% per unit. However, the first thing you have to do is register. Now, I'm going to use a fake email address to show you what the registration screens would look like. I'm going to make up the name stewart.a.dent@my.lonestar.edu. Get it, student. All right. So I'm going to type that in here and continue. Hopefully somebody else hasn't already tried this. Okay, so I'll create a password and a confirm password. You be mindful of secure passwords when you do that, by the way, just saying. By the way, please use your Lone Star College email address here. Okay, you can opt in or opt out of that stuff here. Let's see. And we'll create the account to see what happens when we do this here. And it's going to go through this whole procedure here to everything, talking about digital access. Now, unless you bought a code at the bookstore, and we have 6-month and 1-year codes, like especially if you're going to take the course in the spring or in the summertime, you want to get a 6-month or 1-year code. You can opt to purchase right away. It's about $70 plus tax, which is actually very economical here. I don't recommend renting the textbook. Okay, I honestly don't. I recommend at least starting with a 14-day free access. So you click access now, confirm, yada yada, and then this will complete registration there. Students, you're going to have to pay for access before the end of the course because this is copywritten material. We can't violate copyrights. Copywritten material with fair economic value must be paid for. Anyhow, okay then. So the thing is, what we need to do is go to the course home here, and we're going to go here to Econ 2301 here. I'm not going to purchase access right now. That screen looks weird for some reason. But the thing is, when you get to the course home for 2302, and again, if you're in 2301, it's going to be a little different group of chapters, but this works for any of my courses. You're going to see that there's 3 different units, and they have due dates here. And again, this is for a winter mini section when I made this, so don't flip out about the dates if you're in a fall or spring section. It just is what it is. You'd start by clicking on these arrows here, and it shows the chapters that have to be worked. If you'll look at here, Unit 1, you'll see that you've got a total of 5 chapters you have to read and so forth. But we start with these Connect orientation videos. These are not graded. The stuff that's graded is chapters 2, 4, 17, and 18 for this micro course. I want you to see what it looks like when you're actually doing the work. Just make sure you do this if you're not familiar with the McGraw-Hill Connect Online. Now the thing is, you click on the blue arrow like I did to access the chapter, and it gives you this little pop-up menu here, and you click Begin. And it's going to take you to the chapter, and you give it a little while to load. It takes a couple of minutes at the most. If you've got a good internet connection, it's fast, like you see here. If you've never read the chapter before, you want to start reading. And what's going to do is take you to some pages here. You'll notice you can actually go through concepts. You can scroll down. I personally prefer to read this at a proper pace. It starts by defining economics here and so forth. And even if you are, it even has the option to read the page to you if you have a disability or some kind of other issue there. But it goes through and talks about Adam Smith, Our first major topic, land, labor, capital. Please call this entrepreneurship. Don't call it entrepreneurial ability. Remember, the stuff that's tested on is tested based on how faculty presents it, but entrepreneurial ability is what you'll use only for these Connect Online type work here. But it goes in and talks about these different things. I'm also going to add that some of these things that are mentioned here, these definitions are not very accurate. They are oversimplified, shall we say. Proper definitions are given in the slideshows, but again, for the sake of doing the Connect, you'll use what is used in the textbook. Steve Jobs is dead. Steve Jobs used to be an entrepreneur. He's not an entrepreneur anymore, so he's not a valid example, and I don't understand why your author did this. Again, Mr. Slavin and I do not see eye to eye on a number of things, and that's part of the reason why it's like, I'm not always thrilled with this particular author's textbook, but it's got other good technical merits here. He does cover the concept of opportunity cost very well, but I think it's better covered if you don't talk about it in terms of money. They talk about the opportunity cost of living in California, for example. Now what you want to do is you want to keep going through concepts here, and then when you get through the end of one set of concepts, you click the next here to get to the next group of pages, talking about some economic definitions. Some of this is macro. What you're going to want to do, though, is get through all the concepts that are covered, especially the highlighted ones, and then you want to get through all the sections here until you are done with the chapter. When you're done with the chapter, you click this box here that says 2 questions. And that's the stuff that is actually part of your unit grade. All the questions for all the chapters in Unit 1 constitute a grade based upon completeness here. It's actually, these are fairly easy if you've read the chapter or watched my videos. But it says, the study of how we can most efficiently use our resources, produce goods and services that give us satisfaction, is known as business management, scarcity, economics, or personal finance. That's economics. That's not exactly the best definition, but it's a good definition. I'm fairly confident. We'll click high, and it says that's the correct answer. Move on to the next question. Lather, rinse, repeat. True or false? Money is an important resource for the production of goods and services. Money is not a resource, but something very useful. Resources are land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship, so this should obviously be false. And so we click that. I'm very confident, and again, correct answer. You're not going to necessarily get the exact same questions I've gotten here, but I want you to notice this status bar up here is showing how many concepts you've covered. When you've got all the concepts covered, the chapter submits and you've scored a 100 for that chapter. Again, you need to complete all the chapters in Unit 1, all these question sets for the chapters in Unit 1 in order to get the full grade for the Unit 1 Connect. Also, be mindful. The textbook diverges from the way faculty teaches the material. Anything in the discussion boards, anything on the handwritten homework or the tests is going to be tested the way faculty presents it in faculty videos. This particular textbook approach is going to be used only for Connect Online, which is 15% of the course. Just please be mindful of this. I'm going to exit the assignment now here. I'm going to exit the assignment, and this here piece is done for what I wanted to show you. But you'll notice here, though, okay, it's going to keep on wanting you to purchase access because, again, copyright material needs to be paid for. The thing is, once you have completed all these chapters here for Unit 1, you're going to be done with Unit 1, and yay, you've earned the Connect grade. If you're in a short term, 8 weeks or less, like a 5-week summer session or a 3-week winter mini, you need to make sure you jump on this stuff sooner rather than later. Some of these chapters, like Chapter 2, are fairly quick, but Chapter 17 is actually a long one because it's very important. And Chapter 18 is longer than 2, but shorter than 17. I know that 4 and 17 seem redundant. They are both important. It's just that this one's dealing with supply and demand on a general level. This is the one that incorporates equilibrium. So they're both important. Again, just take them as they come. Well, that's the nickel tour of Connect Online for McGraw-Hill. I hope this was useful for y'all. Get going on your course material, and I want y'all to be successful.